And I'm wondering, actually, my hair is all, I shall put some lights on across the way here while everything's just coming through. That's right, it makes it feel a little bit lighter, not quite so dull. Once again, it's got earlier and earlier for getting dark. Okay, so there is a new poem I've done, and just a little amusing thing that I think might bring a smile to your faces. We will see. And we like to brighten your day if we can, although day is nearly gone now, isn't it? We're nearly into evening. Okie doke. So, while I am going to just see what the chat is about on here. Nothing unusual. Same old, same old. We've had all the hash over about our budget that we had a couple of days ago. Everybody's got their gripes out of the way over that. News is so full of doom and gloom all the time, isn't it, people? But it is what it is. So I will hey Jolly, hey Granny. Hey Granny. I'm saying hi to myself. It's okay. Just ignore it for a minute. Right. The idea was also on this. And soon if I can change the angle of my computer a bit to show a bit more. That's about all it will do. The suggestion was as well, because some people had already seen this when I unboxed it, but the thing was to maybe there were some people that hadn't seen this and would be interested. So I brought it out to do again. This is Night Rain, and I will show you the contents. Right. I was a bit disappointed because I like to keep things, this sort of stuff, I like to really keep this in perfect order. I'm just having a look now. This outer was very difficult to put on when I replaced it back, and it split it up the side there, and I'm a bit annoyed about that because I like to keep it nice, but never mind, that's just a little thing. So we will open the box, and there's the start of the box. We have a lot of stuff here that is getting in the way. That's the, oh man. Sorry, that got stuck. The mouse got stuck underneath it. Okay, so one little set of things here are, well, they're like postcards. So that is Wilder. That is the statue that came with the box. There's Iron Eye, Recluse. These are nice, aren't they? Raider, Revenant. She's lovely. Executor. Right, I didn't realise I didn't open that before. I thought it was stickers, but as you can see, I'm wrong. It was cards. Very nice too. And then we have digital soundtrack. So there's a code there for the digital soundtrack. And steelbook. Oh, gosh, that's hard to open. There you are, steelbook. And the game. Everybody's seen that, haven't they? I'm sure you've all seen the Night Rain. Oh, so that was in the box. And the statue, he's already out here on the side, is Wilder. And he is absolutely gorgeous. The detail, I was saying earlier on, the detail on that uniform, his get-up, I mean, just look at all the stuff around here. And you've got a little pouch thing there. He's got his cloak. And then he's got what looks like, oh, that was the only thing was I can't keep his sword on very well. But there he is. So that was why I bought the box of goodies, because he was in there. So he slots in there, but I have yet to find if there's something that will hold that sword better. But there you are. That is Wilder. And that was... Did you see it before, Ida Crass? When I opened him before? I can't remember. I think you might have done. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Right. I would like to have some more, to do a few more unboxings, but there we go. You sent a photo there. Okay, will I be able to see the photo now, or will I have to? I'm not sure what to. I don't want to press too much in case I press it all off. Hey, Daniel, yeah. Actually, the colours on this. Oh no, there's his sword gone again. Are looking. I think it's some of the colouring from the television I've got on. The colours on this are basically brown and black, but sometimes when I hold them up a certain way, the colours do change and they look much more. I will, Ida Cross, I will, yes. So there we go. So that's him. And like I say, I wish there was some more stuff out, but you know, I think the price is ridiculous on. I mean, this is really, really nice. It was just by chance I managed to pick it up at a fairly good price. I probably wouldn't have minded paying a few pennies more for it. So I think I got quite a good bargain on this. But when they go up to some of the ones I'm seeing, because I would really like to get Millennia. But I think the ones, one or two I've been looking at of her, they're about £200. And I think, I don't know. But anyway, there we go. I don't know if I can put this back on here now. This has got to be on so precise. It's incredible. Oh, I know, I think we've done it. There we go. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you. Here we go. Here we go. Are you all watching? I know, it is. Right, I've got to... What do you reckon? I just so had to show you all this. I want to turn him round. Come on, turn around. He won't turn round. There he is. He's coming up right now. Now I've got to try and stop him.
It is November.
Okay. Look at this. Where's the plastic button to stop him? There we go.
It's November. It's not December yet.
This is your mother. Blame your mother for this. She brought this out over last night. So there you go, people. What do you reckon about my Father Christmas?
Shot.
Yeah. There you go. Is Carl.
Hello.
Carl. We're on a webcam chat.
I see that. I can't see anything because my glasses downstairs.
Oh, what about the ones that were right up here?
I don't know where they are.
They were over.
I just thought I'd come up just to tell you that it's not December yet. So there's no need for the Christmas antics.
No. Well, you want to see my twiggy tree out on the landing? She's already dolled that up with blinking Christmas lights and Christmas doodads. Honestly, you haven't been over her place, have you, to see what she's got over there?
It looks like freaking Christmas.
It's Christmas Wonderland over there.
Bloody November.
She got about 1,000 lights around in a blinking great Christmas tree, and your granddad gave her another load of lights last night. Honestly,
well,
that's my daughter for you. Okay, my darling, I'll be down and I'll see you in a bit.
You're all right.
Okie doke. Oh, my blinking hair is annoying me. Okay, so there you are. That's what I wanted to show you. Got it up vague. On my daughter, she's had her Christmas tree up. Well, probably it's about at least a week or two. You would never believe it. She did send me some photographs. I wonder if they're about anywhere. Only I did take a load off because you want to see. It's only because I didn't mean to see this, but I want to see Carl's little son. Look at that. Can you see him? Look. He got his. Do you know what? He's only 6 weeks old, and he is so alert. It's incredible. They're going to have their hands full with him. There's a nice one off him there. They're a little tiny thing, honestly. But I've got loads. I'm trying to find my daughter's. She did send me photographs of. So far, all I've got was the baby. Photographs are gone. No. Maybe I wouldn't have thought I took them off. Never mind. So there you are. So that's Father Christmas. And I've shown you Wilder. And he's like, do you know what, Carl? Well, actually, so was his mum. I mean, his mum was walking by the time she was 10 months old. And she didn't like cuddles or hugs or anything. If I sat her on my lap to give her a hug, she would put her hand, she'd turn towards me and she'd put her hands on my chest like that, and she'd push until she pushed herself off my lap. And even before she was 10 months old, she was walking, but she was walking around in the room holding onto the furniture. But by the time she was 10 months old, she was walking on her own and running about. And Carl, this little one's going to be just like Carl. But I mean, for 6 months old, I think he is 6 weeks old. I think he is extremely alert. Usually they sleep all the time, don't they? Michelle wasn't cuddly at all. No, you couldn't cuddle her. Just by the foot. Yeah. He's going to be. I hope he's going to be a strong little lad. But then again, if he takes after Carl, he will be a bit of a handful. But he's grown up all right now. He's doing okay in his own way. So yes, let's hope that little one, I hope he will be. I think it'll be okay. I think Carl will look after him well. I think he's quite chuffed with him. Sorry, I'm just checking through some. Yeah. Right, I have a poem. Changing the subject, if I can find it. Where did I put it? I've got so much there. I did print off a lot of it, but let's see, what was it under notes? No, that's Fallout one. You have heard that one. Here we go. Okay, this is a new poem. You can take him to he can always go and stay the overnight. Then he goes up, he can stay with the summer. I reckon he would love that. He would really love that. But okay. As they say, sometimes it's eyes down and look in, but that's for bingo. This is for poetry. I have entitled it Cars. Henry Ford in the USA came up with a plan one day. He invented this contraption called a car, made to carry people from near to far. The first was called a Model T, a thing people never thought they'd see. It was called by many a horseless carriage. This automobile you couldn't disparage. No need now to keep a horse in the stable. You'd buy a car if you were able. Very soon from the roads came the sound of motors, carrying husbands and wives, mothers and daughters. This new phenomenon you are able to pick, and as it grew, it caught on quick. People saw the advantage of having a car, understood life would be easier by far. Take travel to work or kids to school. Drive within the speed limit was the rule. As newer models came on the scene, modelled for pleasure, for work, even for the Queen. The plans and experiments of this one man grew to encompass new styles and new brands. So many countries with factories at full speed, keeping up with demand, catering to a need. This is something that's here to stay, making life much easier on a working day. Soon there are lorries carrying many a thing, from factories to towns to shops for selling. Pantechnicons are the biggest to come, moving furniture, the heaviest things from home to home. Sleek racing cars for those who like speed, who like to push to get in the lead. ambulances to pick up and take the sick speedily to hospital. They can do that quick. Patrol cars modelled especially for the police. Take criminals in, not willing to release, making sure they explain the letter of the law. Checking out to see, have they seen this one before? Bright red fire engines with ladders and hoses ready, saving people from fires, working calm and steady. Now this time we're in, there's electric cars begin to take over from the Model T, the origin. The man from the USA really made our day, gave us all something that we now can't do without. I wonder what he thought when the first car came about, rolling off the production line, looking shiny, new, and refined. What would he say if he was here today? Well, the whole world would for sure shout, hooray. There you go. That's my Cars poem. So I have to get my brain working. Did you like that one, Dan? I don't know. It came into my head the other day because I was listening to a song which was titled Henry Ford. And I think it was sung by a group called The Mixtures. I think that was the ones. As I was listening to 2 or 3 different groups, but I think that was them that did the Henry Ford song. Yeah. Hopefully there aren't any Germans hearing that. Well, what do you reckon? Eh? Did they do the car first? I'm sure Henry Ford not the first man to make a car? I mean, maybe the Germans did it as well, same time as him. But to be quite honest, Ford was the car, wasn't it? And it still is today. He did a lot of invention, didn't he? I did read up a little bit about him, Dan. And yes, I mean, it wasn't just the car, but no, he made the assembly line, the production line. He made, did he not go in with somebody else? I can't remember the name of somebody else. Robert Frost is the guy. This made them more affordable for average people. Yeah. Like I say, I did read up a little bit about him because I thought, well, though the poem wasn't about him completely, only, what he started off and to what it's become today. And I did just catch on that he did a lot of other stuff as well. I've heard of Mercedes-Benz. We have a Mercedes-Benz parked in our parking space. Blasted thing costs more money than it. Oh, Ford revolutionized it for sure. Yeah, he did that. Yeah. I must admit, the Mercedes is a nice car. But I don't go in it much. That's my husband's toy. Yeah. But I thought it was yeah. He did the modern automobile. Oh, right. Yeah. But I think a little bit I was reading about Henry Ford was the first original car was the Model T, but then he made another model, and did they call it the Model A? I think that's what I read. That he obviously, after he'd got the first one up and running, he, like anything that you do, you try to improve on it and customize it or whatever a little bit more. They weren't a thing to Henry Ford. And I mean, I can remember seeing like pictures when we were learning of history at school in that. I mean, the original time when the cars were on the road, they were only allowed to go about 5 miles an hour, if that. And they usually had, I've seen photographs of a man walking in front of the car with a flag to make sure that, I suppose they thought that was the way it had to go, because, to be quite honest, if you think about it, but there, the one my dad made, aye, right. The photo of the black car, yeah, yeah. 2 V8 engines stuck together. I like that red one as well. That's lovely red, that one. But it must have been strange. It's a Model A sedan. Aye. So would that be like the Model A, like I've said, that came into the remit of Henry Ford's Model A? But when you think about it, when people have been going around, yeah, the first was the Model T, and then, yeah, so it was, yeah, I am right. I remember I read that. The thing was, though, it must have been something for people who'd been going around in carriages pulled by horses, when all of a sudden you've got this completely different thing that will just have an engine in it and a person able to drive it. Any colour you wanted, as long as yes, I remember that as well. I remember, yeah, I remember hearing about that saying, that as long as it was black. And I must admit, I like black cars. I like black cars, but it really was an absolute turning point in everybody's lives. It was incredible. But no, yeah, like I say, no, any country in the world now really is making cars, aren't they? But then I think the next, I think that the next, what I feel was the next sort of revolutionary car was the Mini. God, I've had 2 or 3 Minis in my life. And that was an Italian. Is it Isagoni, wasn't it, who made the Mini? And they are very expensive now. They've brought them out again, haven't they? And yeah, you have a Mini Cooper. You have a Mini Cooper. That's the sort of the next step up to an ordinary bog standard Mini. I think it was a man called Isagoni that made the, hang on, that made the Mini. And again, you see, that was a little car, but that took off like you wouldn't believe. Let's just have a look and see who made the Mini. Mini, no, I put Mini car down, honestly. Oh, who said lasted predictive texting? It's absolutely rubbish. I've got to take all that back. Who invented the mini car? It was Isagoni. Classic mini car invented by, and he was a British car designer. I thought he was Italian. He's got an Italian name. But yes, like I say, they brought the Mini out again now, and they are extremely expensive. Yeah. Before. You've never learnt driving a car? Well, do you know what? My dad had a driving license, but he never took a driving test. But he was allowed to drive a car from when he was in the war. I mean, he wasn't in any of the services in the war, because because he couldn't pass the tests that you needed because his eyesight, they wouldn't take anybody that had to wear spectacles. So he didn't actually go in any of the forces, but he obviously had to drive a vehicle at some particular time. He ended up being a fireman up in London. And from that, he had a license and he always drove, but he never took a driving test. Is it BMW making them now? All I know is they're making some really, really smart little minis. I mean, I had a little, I think I had two. And then when my dad died, he had a little mini as well, a little white mini. So we had that for a little while, or I had that for a little while driving it around. Really handy just to nip about. Yeah. They are a little bit different. They have changed them. Yeah. I don't know a great deal about them now, except for the fact that they are quite expensive. But this thing they're bringing in now, so sort of on the subject of cars, back along, it was a year or two back along, our government was pushing for people to have electric cars. Now, I don't think I'm the only one to say, because, you know, when I've been talking to other people, I don't like electric cars. I think they're dangerous. They don't make any noise at all, do they? And I mean, it's nice to hear like a motor coming along the road, not something that's just sort of got this very low hum to it and that you can't see it. I mean, I don't know how they're going to catch on now, because they have put on our budget a couple of days ago. People have got to pay 3p a mile, but they've got to pay it before they actually do the mileage. So anybody who's a driver of an electric car has got to guess how much mileage they will do in the year, and then they got to pay. No, I don't like them. I don't like them. And then you see, not only are they doing the electric cars, but they're also doing these driverless cars, aren't they? And that absolutely freaks me out. You know, I mean, so, okay, it's all this modern technology put into an engine or whatever, and you don't need a driver to drive it. But, you know, as we all know from like doing computer stuff and stuff like that, modern technology can go wrong. Is it 100% infallible? I don't think so. Yeah. They are making them pay for every mile they travel in their electric car. But you've got to pay before you actually do the mileage. So you've got to guess what mileage you might do through the year. So I suppose somebody says, oh, I might do 3,000 miles in the year. If they travel backwards and forwards, quite a lot. So that's 3p per mile. So work out how much 3p is on 3,000 miles. Then you have to pay that to the government straight away. Then, if they haven't calculated enough at the end of that year, I presume it's a year, they would have to pay the excess on top. But if they haven't done as much as that, then they will get a rebate. But it is bloody ridiculous. Well, this is the thing this is what I can't understand with this darn government. A couple of years back, I know it wasn't when they were in power, it was when the other lot were in power, they were encouraging, and they were saying that within a certain set number of years, there would be no more petrol or diesel cars on sale. You would only be able to get an electric car. And now this government have come along and have done all this blinking fiddle fussing around with making people pay for how much mileage they're going to do. So is that going to encourage somebody? They reckon it's going to be cheaper than running a petrol car. Who knows? No idea. I mean, I'm not into all that sort of thing. It just seems to me, well, with anything they do, I so don't agree with paying for something before you've actually done it. It's total rubbish, Dan. I mean, I think everybody now is coming to the conclusion that this darn lot that we've got in that's supposed to be doing goodness knows what for us are absolutely bonkers. Whoever come up and thought of this. You see, my idea as well is, no, Dan. My thought, as soon as they were saying about electric cars, okay, so you will have electric power points along the way, like you have petrol stations if you need to recharge. And you can also have an electric outlet at your house to charge from your house. Well, my mind immediately thinks, oh my God, how big is your electricity bill going to be? I mean, it's bad enough, the electricity prices, and I still cannot get my head around the fact that they think this is a good idea, or anybody thinks it's a good idea. I mean, I just think of what our electricity bills are here. We're a small place, but I know we're running the business as well, which does make a difference and puts us on a little bit of a different level for electricity. Our bills here are enormous. They are much too much for a small place. And, excuse my expression, but somebody's taking the piss. They really are. Well, we're supposed to be going green or something, aren't we? Low energy. Are we not supposed to be? This is exactly what I think, Dan. I can't get my head around how these other lot are thinking. To me, it doesn't seem to me like there's any logic to it. See, they're all shouting, aren't they? Oh, we've got to stop using this and we've got to stop using that. And another thing I've never been able to sort of get my head around. I know it's not a nice job, but we had such a lot of mining going on in this country. Now, I'm not sure that we've got a mine open at all anywhere. And I know they don't like people using coal fires anymore because it lets smoke up in the air and it does something to the carbon in the atmosphere or something. So they are not very keen on people having coal fires anymore, trying to make everybody have central heating. And as I say, I know mining was not a very nice job, but we do need coal to run certain of our factories and certain of the stuff that we've got around here. And we have to go and buy it from Poland when we could very well have coal under our feet here in this and mine it for ourselves. They're modern made that's much cleaner. Yeah, ever since I heard about the early 90s and the coal pollution. Well, and then you see, of course, and then you see you come to this thing where they're saying about we have to be aware of the rubbish and everything that we're polluting the air with, and so we've got to cut the carbon emissions down to, and all these countries get together and they say what they're going to do. We'll cut our emissions by so much of a percentage and one thing and another. And then you get another country who say rubbish to all of that. We're not going to do that at all. We're just going to carry on as we've been doing. So that again will negate anything that anybody else is trying to do. And it's like, you might as well be smacking your head up against a brick wall. But it's just on a £5 bill. Yeah, but I mean, I think that, see, the problem with everything here now is the government we've got in now. Everybody voted for them because they were fed up with the government that we had before. And as it happens with all of this sort of stuff, all of this political stuff, you get a political group that are in favor for a certain time, and then all of a sudden people get fed up with that and they want to change. And the ones we've got now, they were voted in by a massive majority. It's the worst thing that was ever done. It's just. They're just a certain. Do not think they're just a certain type of person with a certain type of mindset that is totally miles apart from the normal average person. They seem, well, like I say, to me, they don't seem to be living on this planet. Yeah. Oh gosh, they won by goodness knows how much. Turnout was like the lowest ever. But I tell you, we've now got this other lot coming up behind, and when these ones that are in now, if they last 4 years, by the end of the 4 years, for a start, God knows how we're all going, what sort of a state we're going to be in. But by the end of that 4 years, this other party that's coming along behind, now it's predicted that they're going to win by a massive majority. Are they going to be any better? They say they are, from all what they're going to do, but you can't trust any of them nowadays. In government, then still sales. It's like, honestly, everything that this lot that are in promised just to get themselves in, they've now turned around and they're doing entirely different. Terrible. But then what annoys me about it is when you try, the reporters and that, yesterday on here on the television, they were trying to talk to the Prime Minister. One particular interviewer was asking him a particular question. And do you think he would answer it? He was going all around the houses and he started talking about other things. And I'm just thinking, for once in your life, why don't you answer what you're asked? But no, they don't. You would be out of a job. Yeah. On the streets, absolutely, eating day-old pickled livers. Yeah. But, you know, it is yet to be seen whether this lot will carry on and do a full term of the 4 years. I just don't know. I'm just not sure. Will they or won't they? Because, you know, my dad, he was an absolutely 100% Labour, which is what this lot are. and so was all his family before him. They grew up through the 1800s and that up to my dad's present day being staunch Labourites. And I can remember my dad said one day when these were in, this must have been way back in the 1970s or so. He said one day the budget was coming up. He said, if they put cigarettes up, I'm not smoking anymore. Because my dad, he was for sure a 40 a day smoker. And they put cigarettes up. And I still cannot believe my dad, being a 40 a day smoker, stopped just like that. And I'm thinking to myself, that must be something to do. But that was how strong-willed as well my dad was. He was very hard-headed sometimes, very strong-willed. No, yeah. He was more or less doing 2 packs a day. And so, and sometimes if he couldn't afford 2 packs a day, he'd do roll-ups. There was always tobacco around somewhere. And if he couldn't afford a proper packet of cigarettes, he'd do roll-ups. Yeah. A gangster like me. Yeah, I'm wondering sometimes if I've got a bit of me in him for like hard-headedness. But he was a great dad. He was absolutely one of the best fathers ever. Yeah. Yeah. But we didn't get on too well when I was a teenager. When I think about it now, I think, oh my gosh, I so upset him when I was a teenager. It's okay. It's all very well, because I think what my parents didn't realize was that times were changing all the time, and they were brought up in a Victorian style, which I understand well. But the problem as well with it was that they were quite nearly middle-aged when they had me. I mean, my mum was in her middle 40s, and that really to me is, I know a lot of people they wait and have their families when they're older, but I found such a disadvantage with that, because by the time I was a teenager, my mother was more or less collecting her pension, and the gap between understanding a youngster with an elderly parent, the gap was too big. And that's where all the hustle and, bad stuff came about. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, my parents were brilliant. They were brilliant. And I think, and I was an only child. I was their only child. So I think that made a sort of a difference to things as well. Maybe if there'd been another child, they might have been a bit, but they couldn't cope with me when I was a teenager. Oh, Lord. Honestly, no, they couldn't. But you see, my argument about teenagers is, come on, they're growing up. You need to learn about life. And you can only learn about life through yourself. It's no good to try and teach a teenager what life's like. You can try and tell them what's right and wrong, but in the end, they've got to learn for themselves. Yeah. Are you going? Yeah, I will have to go as well, Dan. What are we doing? Yes, it's 5 o'clock. My husband will be up in a minute, and I've got to go and write out Carl as well and have a chat with him. You need to go exercise. You see, I had my exercise yesterday. Yeah. Honestly, there's not so many people coming to our gym at the moment. Nobody likes to come out in the cold, I don't think. Did you eat it? Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you? That's what Thanksgiving's all about, isn't it? Some nice dinners. And then it'll be Christmas as well, won't it? And there'll be plenty of food around then, won't it? Why do we not always look forward to these holidays when you can have a nice meal? Plus all the carbs give me extra stuff. Yeah. Can I? I don't know whether I should. Could I tell you a little joke before you go? I don't know whether I should. It's only because you're saying about energy. Oh, God. No, I don't think I better. I could only remember half of it. Let me think about it. Oh, man. Do you know, I can't remember the beginning of it now. There was a doctor. He had a young apprentice. So he said to his young apprentice, I'll take you round to my home visits. And, okay, apprentice. So off they go to the first one. And the first one says, it was sort of like a young lady. Oh, God, I don't know, doctor. I keep falling asleep. Why do I keep falling asleep? So the doctor sort of looked at her and he goes, well, probably it's time for you to fall asleep. So she goes, oh, do you think so? So he goes, well, yeah. I would say that's my diagnosis. It's time for you to fall asleep. So they came away from that house and the apprentice said, well, how did you know what to tell her that? He goes, well, says the doctor, did you notice I dropped my stethoscope on the floor? And when I bent to pick it up, I could just look through the window and see the time clock to see what time it was. And it was bedtime. So the oh, God, that was brilliant. So they go to the next one. And the next lady goes, oh, God, I've got no energy. I'm absolutely worn out. Why am I feeling like this? So the doctor looks at her and he goes, maybe you should have a little less to do with your church. So the lady goes, okay. Maybe I will do that then, if that's what you think, doctor. So when they came out of the house, the apprentice said to the doctor, why did you tell her about the church? And the doctor goes, well, I dropped my telescope on the floor, and when I bent down to pick it up, the vicar was under the bed. Sorry, my imagination just runs away with me there. She had the vicar hiding under the bed. That's why the doctor told her, don't have so much to do with your church. What was it? Idocras, have I really got to spell it out for you? Oh, man. Behave. That's how I tell you, I don't know whether I should have told you that one or not. This is the kids' program. I know. Well, perhaps they're not on here now. They don't want to listen to poems and talks about cars, do they? I know, because I've got a real cracker that I could tell you, but I can't because I don't know what ages are coming on here. Oh, yeah. No, that what the vicar would be doing. No, he's probably looking for dust mites, making sure that they'd hoovered under the bed. You know, it was deep in prayer, literally. God. Oh, it's bad, isn't it? I've got to stop this. God's sake. Now then. Oh, my God. Yeah, I got to go too, Dan. I hope you get on all right the rest of your day. And yes, I've got to go as well because it's past 5 o'clock. And I want to go down and see Carl because I don't know what he's doing exactly. Honestly, sometimes some of these youngsters, if you don't chase them up behind, you don't know what's going on. But thank you, everybody. Idocras, Dan, for... It was Charlie came on earlier on, wasn't it? And we will be back streaming tomorrow. we're going to the Abyssal Woods. And thank goodness it's nearly tea time. My stomach's been telling me that for the last hour. Oh, you got leftovers? Oh, man. We don't even have leftovers. You know, we got a little rubbish thing for leftover food in that, you know, for the recycling. And I kid you not, we Wednesday nights my husband does it because it gets collected Thursday mornings. And he was doing all the recycling stuff, all the plastics and all the other bits. And he goes, well, we got no food rubbish this week. And I thought, no, you see, we don't have leftovers. We eat it all. To eat some leftovers. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to press the button now and leave you all in peace. Enjoy your leftovers. And everybody else, you have a good day, good evening, good night, whatever time you are. And like I say, I'll be back tomorrow. So let's put do you know, sometimes when I got this blinking mousy thing, I can't find the darn, yeah. They flew in from Ken. I was cooking 4 hours. Oh, yes, I do class. Yeah, your mum, sister, niece, brother-in-law, and mum. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I think that is really nice, though, when you can all have a get-together. Maybe not so nice for the one that's got to do all the cooking, but let's hope they grew in from Cayman. Let's hope whoever you had in Ida class very kindly offered to do the washing up for you, unless you've got a dishwasher. And then they might just offer to stack the dishwasher. You said mum twice. No, brother-in-law, mum. With my mum. Never mind. I don't expect mum would mind being mentioned twice, you know. Hey. Anyway, I'm off now, out of class. I will be back tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Yay.